And we're back.
Got a brand new table sitting here. One new announcer too, I guess.
Yes, Eric has joined me in the booth. Got ourselves a new table. Last table we had a lot of stacks with between 8 and 5 big blinds, probably 4 or 5 of them at the table. So some small stacks were grinding it out. So we'll see what kind of stacks we have here.
Getting a look at some of the players. Randy Smith and Dallas DeWitt both have nice chip stacks right now.
Perfect. Brian Murphy was in the seat, so the mic was down on my lap. So I had to move that up a little bit for a normal-sized human being. Who we got here? Brad Posh, Josh Hall, Randall Smith, Dallas, Ron. Who's that one seat? Eric, you probably know his name.
Yes, Aaron Rapp.
There you go.
Know the name very well. Just draw a blank every once in a while. That's one of the fun parts for registering people for this. They look at you and they're like, "You've known me for years." Yep, but right now I can't come up with your name.
Too many names, too many people. Do we have a roster, table roster? They're probably still putting that in.
Looks like we just started dealing, so we should be getting some information up real quick. John, how are you running the feature table again? Always do a nice job.
As always. As always. Taking the bullet for the team. It's their fault for getting good at it.
It is entirely different dealing that table. I've sat there a couple times, and it's easy to forget to announce every single action.
It is. And your voice ends up getting sore from announcing absolutely everything that happens.
It is the fastest table ever to deal, though.
True.
Because you never pause.
It's true.
Bet, fold, 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 fold.
Dallas folds. Ron's going to fold. Josh with nothing's going to fold. Randall raising the 55K with the 8-4 and the hijack. Showing some aggression. Tim Aarons is going to defend. We're going to see a flop.
Pretty decent flop right there for 8-4.
Yeah, if you're going to raise an 8-4, it's always nice to flop a pair. Top pair like that.
Tim would be a little happier if that 5 was a spade. Or that ace was a 6.
I think you might have heard in the background, sounds like 15 places being paid today.
Yeah, that sounded like me.
It does. That's weird. It's weird.
Tim leads into him.
Oh, interesting. Two flush draws out there now. What does Randy do? Randy's just trying to get the showdown, I'm guessing. Check, check.
That bet into him really threw Randy.
Yep. Now the spade comes in. Front door spades. Well, Tim,
does Tim have it in him to bet?
If you're going to lead, this is the card you were looking for to convince somebody.
125,000 into a 300 pot. Oh. Did Randy snap him off?
I think so, yes. Randy quickly called. That is the problem. Randy is a pretty savvy player. Saw through that one pretty quick. We're going to set the stream here. Little sponsors, Ambitiously Lazy, one of our big sponsors in the 7-1 Poker Tour. Chuck come out and play this weekend?
I didn't see Chuck at all this weekend.
Okay, usually he comes out and plays. But yeah, Chuck is the owner, I believe, of Ambitiously Lazy.
Yeah, I believe he's one of the 3 owners. Yep.
One of the 3 owners, okay.
Really nice guy.
Yeah, super nice guy, good to play with. Anybody out there in the chat? Don't see anything. Let us know you're out there. At 19, nice call. Time Traveler Poker. It's a nice call, Randy. It was a nice call. Not a lot of time used in that call. Brad.
Oh.
Pretty simple queen raise here.
He's just really hoping somebody looks down at a couple of JJs.
Mm-hmm. Josh, lots of 8s, lots of 6s, lots of 3s.
Oh, this table's not starting out really that well for Tim. That's a hand when you're a little bit short. Looks awfully good.
Yeah, he's been putting in some tough spots.
Ace 5 in the big blind with a raise to you. That's a... From the hijacking, that's a tough spot to be in.
Yeah, you got half a blind in. You got 7 behind.
Gets away from it.
Yeah. Picks up the button next hand. I'm going to look to get it in with an unopened pot.
Doug also on a short stack, it appears.
Brad's going to be... I didn't want like a lot of action, but a little bit would have been okay.
That's the tricky part about queens, because you want action, and then the flop comes, and you wish you didn't have action half the time, or more than half the time.
There's a lot of flops I don't like all of a sudden. Sarah says hi there. Lillian says hello. Solid play by Tim from Tennessee. Yeah, it was. Spin them up. What do we got? Aaron Rappin to go with ace 5, working off a 31 big blind stack. Aaron's got a little aggression there. You could see an open from him. Not everyone's an open in this spot, but I could see Aaron doing it. He does. Goes to 50. Yep. Heidi is declaring there's some bluffing going on at another table. Tim Aarons, he just keeps picking up these middling hands.
The guy just can't get an easy fold, can he? And he's...
Well, he's like, forget it. We're just going to rip it in this time.
Does he have enough to work? What did he rip it in for?
Well, Tim
145.
is on for 145. The raise was 50, so 95 to call.
I'm afraid Aaron's probably got enough chips to call that. 95? Yeah.
It's 5 bigs. He might have priced himself in by opening. If you're going to make that aggressive open...
Oh, it probably won't matter. Oh, Brad with the lay down.
I didn't see it. What did Brad have?
Pocket 9s.
Ooh, it's a big fold. Big fold. Raise it all in front of you.
Raise it all in front of you. You can't guess they're as weak as you are.
Find a better spot.
Yeah, I mean, if you get the call behind you here, you don't really want. I don't want to be drawn against 3 overs with my 9s.
Yeah, you can hope and pray that they both have an ace or something, but at the minimum, you're going to be drawn to three overs, if not 4.
Yeah, that's if you're not already in.
If you're not crushed. There's also that option.
Well played by Tim.
Tim's going to get her.
Go ahead and say it, Dennis. Another solid play by Tim.
Just keep reading the same comment. We'll reuse it.
Caught Aaron raising a little light. But Aaron's good enough not to compound mistakes.
Right, and Aaron's going to make that raise a lot of the time. He's going to pick up a lot of small pots, uncontested, and every once in a while you just have to give it up when you face some resistance.
Yep.
Randall under the gun, 6'4", not good enough. Dallas is going to let it go. Dallas looks like she's got some chips.
Dallas does have some chips.
All right, very nice.
I didn't exactly count her stack, but she had a pretty nice chip stack there.
I think I saw 840 somewhere in that ballpark. 840, 850. Tim, just 2 Broadway cards after 2 Broadway cards after 2 Broadway cards.
Well, he suddenly got some chips after the last King 10 hand.
Right, and this one's unopened, so you can take the lead in it. A little easier to play the Broad of the cards. Brad's going to wake up with the ace and jack, 50,000 to call.
Now Aaron picks up pocket 5s.
Brad calls, and Aaron's just going to smooth there. Take the 5s to a flop.
Getting a bit leggy.
Yeah, we'll have to reset the stream. Just take us a second here. 7, queen 6 flop, all spades, and Brad with the ace of spades. A little reminder, Friday, March 17th, the Harwood Accumulator Tournament. That's 3 flights. Your chip stack carries over from each flight. If you bag at the end of the flight, you take that to Sunday.
And if you can't play all 3 flights, don't worry about it. I don't think anybody's ever bagged all 3, or very rarely.
I have.
You have? I have not.
Yep.
I have. Well, I shot first place in that one year, and I only played 1 flight.
Jeez, very nice. Yeah, think it was 3 years ago, actually. Got a decent stack through, a small stack through, and then a medium stack through, all 3 flights.
Let me rephrase that. I played one flight, and I decided on Saturday morning to go and try again. And proceeded to not do very well with that stack of chips.
Fair. Interesting little flop here. Aaron ripped it all in for 500K. Brad's sitting there with a nut flush draw. 2 overs. He doesn't know that's the case, but it's the fact. Shows him the ace of spades and lays it down. And Aaron, the aggression from Aaron's going to take that pot down. And he shows him a 5. I don't know if he showed him both 5s, but he showed him at least a 5.
I hope he showed him the non-spade 5. I didn't pay attention.
That'd be funny. We're off to the next hand. Looks like Randall's going to be in the big blind this hand, which will put Dallas under the gun. Decent amount of chips. See what Dallas picks up. And squadouche.
5-3 is a perfect hand to pick up under the second act, I guess, right there.
Easy to manage that way. Ron with king queen offsuit, working off a 10 big blind stack. Some people in the chat. Some people saying hello. Dennis also likes Aaron's raise. Yeah, that's also the raise in the fold on that one hand was a good play. Jordan May wishing Dallas good luck. And Nikki Smith also saying good luck to Dallas.
Tournament location is West Fargo, North Dakota, the Doubletree, West Fargo Convention Center at the Doubletree Hotel. It is a charitable tournament.
Yes.
We got Ronaldson all in with King Queen. Doug Thorlexson is also all in.
For 100K.
Ace 9 of spades with 100K. You're pretty much, there's not really a thought there, is there?
Not much.
Should be pretty happy if nobody else comes along to see that he's gotten over, actually. He's ahead.
Yeah, he's in the leader, trying to fade the kings and queens. Don't want to see the paint card, and we are flying slightly blind here. For some reason our board reader is not. There we go. And we're back. 40s. Oh, the queen on the river.
Ron Olson doing Ron Olson type things.
Ron got him there. A little anticlimactic for us watching because it came up all at once, but Ron hit the river card.
If you were cheering for Doug, you really lost the excitement there. As most of you know, we have a free roll every year. Free roll for World Series main event seat.
Huge free roll as far as any of the tournament series is in the area. That's by far the best free roll. A player appreciation type situation around for a 10K seat plus travel expenses. The rest of the final table always makes a little bit of money or some certificates for future tournaments.
A young man that I don't know very well, Nick Michael, won that this year.
Yeah, I did the commentary on the final table when Nick won it. He was super excited. I think he mentioned he hadn't been to Vegas, or he'd been to Vegas once, so he was
something like that. Yeah,
he was pretty pumped up to make the trip. Dennis C would like to get acknowledged that he finished 158th in that tournament, so that's one of his finer showings.
And that beat the over.
It did.
The over hit. Tim.
Finally, a little less middling. We got to the top of the range. Tim's gonna rip it in there. He's probably, just gonna pick it up. Raise it, take it.
Tim's got a pretty solid image, I think. I certainly don't know how everybody feels about him, but I know when I play against him, I don't catch him out of line very often.
No. Brian DeWitt wishing Dallas good luck. I assume that is a family member of some sort. Yeah. Lillian also got 159th.
Dennis is pointing. You said 158. Dennis is pointing out 159.
Oh, my bad. Right on that bubble. The over-under players bubble. That's the only bubble that was from. Tim, back to the Jack 9 middling and get away from that. Brad of 6s. Open it up. 60, 55.
Jack 9's one of those overplayed hands.
Looks good. Doesn't flop well. Randall, Queen 10. 1.2 million. Randall returned to the poker scene. Been absent for a good amount of time. I haven't seen Randy.
He makes the occasional show up.
Yep.
It's always a pleasant surprise when you look up and see Randall walk in.
Yeah. Well, unless he's coming to your table, then I'm not very pleasantly surprised at all. I'd rather have him somewhere else.
I'd rather he's at another table, but here's the thing. He's always, good or bad, he's always got a smile on his face, and he's always ready to tell a joke.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
There's not every poker player is that way, so it's fun having him at your table.
I love him in the room. I hate him at my table. He might have taken me out today. I might have.
That's where that's coming from. I gotcha. So, as is customary when I'm doing this, I have to say hello to a couple little boys that should be in bed. You guys, camera. I don't know if you got it, Kramer, but my oldest Gus was here helping us break some tables down for a while tonight.
I saw him. We had someone bust, and he was running over, grabbing seat cards, and running them back to Dad. Saved you a couple steps here and there.
He was having a great old time.
Where are you from? Okay. Dennis. Yeah, Dennis is informing us he's always ready to tell a joke, which it's not always appreciated because they're bad. Let's be honest, they're bad jokes.
I think he tells the same jokes my little kids tell.
They're not that good. Little player profile, Adam Lasky. Played with him today. Tough player to play against. He did spend some time semi-pro to /pro poker tour circuit for a while there. This was, oh shoot, I'm gonna guess, but probably 8 years ago.
10 years ago, yeah.
Played a lot of the WSOPs, ring events. I think he ended up bringing one ring home, so he has a ring somewhere floating around the house. I'm sure he knows where it's at. Solid player. Good to get his player profile up there.
Brad Powers, you just got a view of him. He's got noise canceling headphones on. We normally don't allow players to wear headphones at all at the feature table, but his are just noise canceling, so
okay.
That is why he's wearing them tonight.
And in his defense, can get a little loud.
These are charitable tournaments. The hotel and bar are gracious enough to allow us to use their space, so we encourage some imbibing, shall we say?
Patronize your.
It's a tough balancing act. Wow, lots of playable hands on this one.
Yeah.
Ron Olson's all in.
Aaron had raised to 75. Probably just going to get away from this eventually, right? Brad's going to let it go.
Yeah.
Aaron had the aggression turned up. He's just going to have to let this one go. It's not his spot.
I think Aaron's cards hit him up before Brad's did.
Yeah. He had made up his mind.
Yep.
Bailey is doing her best to encourage Dennis that we are all ready for a joke. Some of us are more ready than others. I am not on the let's hear a joke from Dennis bandwagon, that's for sure. Love you, Dennis.
Sorry about the dead air there. Doing a little tournament.
Little TD for Eric to make sure everything's running smooth. Shout out to Eric Crystal this weekend running the poker tournaments. A lot of times that's Steve's spot, but Steve decided to take himself a vacation, so Eric got given the reins for the couple poker tournaments, doing a great job, setting up tables, balancing tables, doing registration, the whole nine.
I actually did very little registration because you got to write people's names down by hand, and well, that's
so you have to be able to read them.
Every school teacher I ever had would tell you that's a bad idea for Eric to be writing.
That's fair.
But as always, all the volunteer dealers are ready to step in and help.
For sure.
Appreciate the kind words. Don't think I try to fill Steve's shoes. Just sub in when I needed.
Hey, gotta let him have some vacation here and there, right?
Yeah, I guess he deserves to go on a cruise ship every once in a while. I hope he's having a good time, and I hope he's not watching this.
I for sure hope he's not watching this. Aaron on the big blind. Tough blind to steal. Aaron can be defensive, so Some people are deterred from even messing with it.
I don't think Tim's going to be deterred.
Tim will not. Tim's going to go ahead and play Ace King.
So, and obviously you've played some with Tim.
Yes.
If you were sitting at this table, I don't believe, and you had never played with him before, I don't believe your image of him would be accurate compared to what Tim actually is.
No, you're correct. If you're going off purely visual reads, it is not. It's not going to get you in the right spot. Little shout out to Randy's Diner and Randy's Diner 2, one of our big sponsors for the 7-1 Poker Tour.
I believe I got busted by the owner of Randy's at having breakfast last Sunday.
Perfect. Dennis C. backs me up. He says Eric is awesome. Lillian says I love Steve and Crystal. He can't always be talking, otherwise he'll lose his voice. It's true. It's true. Aaron Rapp, small blind, King Jack. He is going to raise. You can probably count on one hand the number of times you see Aaron go ahead and just limp a hand. He's either folding or raising.
So Dennis is saying that his comment about me was a joke.
So Eric's not awesome? Is that what we're going with? Well, I think he's awesome. I mean, and to be honest, all the tournament directors, all the 7-1 Poker Tour staff, and all the volunteer dealers do a fantastic job.
Actually, I'm going to go ahead and say shout out to the dealers because my job today was stupid easy.
Yeah, and that's good. That's the way it should be. And if something does come up, yell floor and make Eric come over and make a ruling. And
sadly, Lillian, that is one of Dennis's better jokes. Hence why we didn't want him telling any.
Excuse me.
Love you too, Dennis.
Aaron just cranking up the aggression here. King Deuce and on the button with King Deuce. Little raise of 60. Get by it. Dallas calls with Ace 9. I think I saw before the graphics disappeared on me. And we're back.
Oh,
It was Ace 9 and Aaron. It's always good to be aggressive, and it's always better to hit a flop. Aaron's going to take that pot down.
As you and I are both pretty aggressive players. I don't know if we're as aggressive or more aggressive than Aaron, but this game is incredibly easy when you play the way we do and you hit flops.
It can. We frustrated a few people. If we start making hands and we're doing things that we do, it can get a little frustrating. Like, it's not fair if they're going to have hands and bet all the time.
I believe we lost our South Dakota contingent. I was hoping to get a couple. We had a couple guys show up at some of our last tournaments from the Aberdeen area. I was hoping to get one of them on the live stream, but I believe we lost them all.
Did they all get okay?
I believe they busted. I wanted to put them on the first live stream, and Pete's like, "Let's wait for the second one. They should both last." And I believe that might have been the kiss of death.
Oh, whoops! Thanks, Pete. Little announcer jerk curse.
It's always the question of, do you put familiar players on, or do you? And the last table, I can't argue with. It was a fun, action-packed table.
Yeah. So action-packed. At one point, we had to mute the actual table voice audio. Got a little too boisterous. What do we got on here,
Aaron is trying to run this table over, and Randall is one that will put up some resistance.
Yeah. Queen 10, Ace Jack.
That is so much fun for a flop for this pre-flop action, because neither one of those two is going to back down.
Interesting. Aaron pre-flop aggressor, and then he checks that flop.
I believe Aaron probably has played a hand or two with Randy.
That wouldn't surprise me. Aaron and Tim, 35% pre-flop raises.
With Aaron, I think that is probably a reasonably accurate description of life, and with Tim, I don't think that is even close to accurate.
Quick reset there, and a quick mention of one of our other sponsors, Tax Lady. You'll see her information on. I think we have a poker table with. She have one skinned.
Yep, she's got one. She's got one of our tables there. Very familiar with the gaming stuff, so.
The new Deeks Pizza is out there.
Yep, the new Deeks Pizza. That is a
bright table.
As the guy that gets to refelt those tables, I put that on, and I had to go get Steve and Pete right away. I'm like, you guys got to check this out. This looks awesome.
It does look cool. I like it.
I thought about turning the lights on and see if it actually glowed in the dark, but
we're on to Josh. Haven't heard much from Josh yet. King Queen. We might hear something. Although Ron raised with Jack 3, and Ron's got a pretty tight image, but Josh is going to go ahead and rip that in for 200K, and then Ron's on a snap fold. One of the few times you see Ron get out of line, he's like, really? The one time I raise and I just get piled on?
the problem is you're in the small blind. It's not a very...
Yeah.
It's not a real believable.
No. Plus, what are we looking at for blinds? I didn't even keep track. We are missing our HUD and names too, aren't we? Get on that. No, not now. Just whenever.
What do you need?
Names and chip counts? Didn't we usually have a HUD for that? Or am I losing my mind?
There we go.
Hey, love it. Yeah, throw it anywhere. Beautiful. And our viewers can see this, correct? There's a rundown of the players at the table and some chip counts. In case there was anyone that you did not recognize, but I think we pretty much identified everybody.
VPIP is voluntarily put in pot.
Correct.
PFR is pre-flop raise. Josh Hall picking up 8-9. He's got interesting cards, 2 hands in a row.
Just when I said we hadn't heard much from him, all of a sudden he's in another pot.
Really streaky game that way, isn't it?
And Tim's gonna put in the raise. It's interesting. We kind of alluded to the fact that you might look at him as a tight player, but he can apply some aggression and does a good job of selecting spots.
I think he's pretty savvy.
Yeah, it's not. It might not be our version of unbridled aggression. It might be a little more selective.
First place is. I took a picture of it before I came back here. Give me just a second. Oh, and I just got a text message from my wife. Apparently, they just started watching. So, Gus, Cameron, be good for your mom tonight. I love you guys.
Behave yourself.
We are looking at $75.90 for first, $49.50 for second. So,
good turnout today.
Top 15 get paid $515. It was a $300 buy-in.
Final count was
113.
113. You were way off, or Pete was way off.
Yeah, Pete guessed 111. I was at 94.
Yep.
We were at 94 at one break. I thought about shutting registration down early, but I thought, we did advertise. So
seems dirty. Time Traveler Poker says Randall can crush this table, deal him some heat. And I don't know if he even needs some heat to crush. He's just a crusher in general. But yeah, if he catches a run of cards, look out. He ain't gonna like it.
Aaron Rapp with the threes. Ooh, Tim flops a king. Ooh, Aaron might bet into this, yeah.
Really? For what?
Survivor needs all the money.
I ain't giving him no money. I'll borrow you some money.
On the stream.
Did it? Everyone's used to it. Yeah. Go around.
Jack on the turn. Tim checks. Aaron's probably shut down with the hand unless a queen would come here. Or three, not a queen, 3, excuse me. I would assume this will go check.
So on a related note, there appears to be a Survivor fired up out in the main floor. So if anyone's out there listening and wants to play a Survivor tournament, run on down. That is a quasi-tournament. Blind start at 1-1 and blind start at 1-1, go to 1-2, play for 2 hours. You cash out your chips for exact value.
Todd Nain lasted 190 entries, and quite possibly the most fun tournament we've ever run, Flip and Go.
Oh my, that's what it was. Yeah.
It was 2020. It was a $50 buy-in. If you've never played a Flip and Go or don't know what they are, basically 10 players, you're all in. You're all in first hand. Whoever wins advances to the money round, I guess. Because everybody
they advance. They get all the chips from that round. They advance to the next round. They're automatically in the money. So as soon as you win that's very skilled flip and go, you're automatically cashing.
I used all my skills and got through the first time. And then decided to try a double stack and didn't make it.
I used all my skills and I failed 6 in a row. Randall, there you go. You wanted Randall to have some heat? Here it is.
I would like to point out when I made it through, I had ace 3, but flop came 2, 4, or 5, and I looked at Pete and I'm like, I just won.
I was sitting there.
Like those are my cards.
Oh boy.
Ace queen against 9s. Josh Hall, I don't think he has enough to get away from this, does he?
Not against Randall. Randall's too aggressive. He can be doing this with a wide range.
And Randall raised to 60. It's 260, 200.
Randy calls it off, right? The 1.2, yeah.
Yeah, there's no way he's folding.
Yeah.
I saw one of the 9s fold. I didn't.
Well, he doesn't have to improve, just needs to hold. And the flop is something.
This is fun.
And the turn is something else.
These dark boards are fun.
And then the river, and we should see the whole board. Boom.
That would be essentially a cash game, yes. So, I think you kind of answered that question,
Right,
but
so
yes.
we're counting what? Chop pot? What?
Did we get it straight on board? 5 flush? We shall never know.
Yes, Time Traveler. Technically not a cash game because those are not legal in the state of North Dakota.
Right.
It's called the Survivor Tournament, and that's why the blinds go from 1-1 to 1-2 to make sure we comply with all the laws. Max blind is 300. They take a 15%. 10% rake off the top, goes straight to charity. There's no actual rake during the play because it is considered a tournament, so there is no rake. And 10% goes to charity. The players play for the rest. You do have to play for 2 hours, and at the end of the 2 hours, everyone cashes out what's in front of them.
So could the players see that?
Bailey,
they're telling us that it was a heart flush on board.
All right. Bailey and Mike saw the board flush on board. We did not see it on our graphics.
Maybe it popped up.
Or we're just, well.
You and I have not ever been accused of being the most observant people.
Yeah, we're not going to take that trophy anytime soon, are we?
Although I did at the last time we did this here, Steve referred to us as gentler dealers.
The question is, who was ahead when the flush came on board? Like, were the 9s still leading? Or had Randy hit an ace or a queen?
By the look on Josh's face, I want to say he was still ahead.
He was in hold category.
Bailey says it popped up for approximately 2 seconds.
Yeah, we don't have like a terribly long attention span. I'm sure we looked away. Dallas ace deuce. There's a gun. Not much here.
Wow.
Someone needs to sneeze at it. And that's what Brad did.
Yep.
Tim Aaron's 44%.
Oh, Bailey says an ace did hit.
Oh, so Josh got the better end of it. Good. I mean, yeah. Another player profile. Chris McGurk makes it to a lot of the tournaments. Everyone's familiar with Chris. Great guy. Fun to have him around. Did not see him this weekend.
No, I did not.
Which was a little bit of a surprise. I'm sure you must have had some plans. Yeah, you're right, Bailey. I'm sure you haven't figured that out yet, that my attention span's just a wee bit small. Josh, ace deuce. Josh folded ace deuce there. Yep, must have. We can go around to Brad. Looks like Brad put in a raise to 75. Oh, I thought Dallas was calling. She was already putting out her big blind for the next hand. I was like, that's a little interesting for Dallas to call a 10-9. That's usually not in her wheelhouse.
So lifting the cameras way up was nice, but it does. Our posters don't show the greatest in the back there. You see Nick Michael, but you don't see his picture at all on there.
Wow.
We'll get back to that view here in just a second when we get the action there.
There he is. Nick Michael. Yeah, he's super excited to go and play that. I'm excited for him.
I can only imagine how excited it would be to be going out there to play that.
That'd be awesome, right? Yeah, these players need to be careful. You can't fold a hand around to Aaron or Randy. They're gonna put it in an ace for you. Excuse me.
Well, that's Dalsa's got a very honest seat because she's never gonna get a chance to get on the line.
It's tough. It's tough. Blinds are getting up there. Even Randy said on 1.2 millions is now just 40 bigs. Some pressure on these smaller stacks.
I would agree, Dale. I don't know what's going on, why we're not getting the board on some of these all-ins.
Yeah. There it is. Now we got a board. We got a board this time. 10-6, Jack 9. Not much out there. Brad gonna pick it up. Josh working off the short stack here. 285K around with 295, and then up atop, Randall Smith.
So every player started with 150, so they basically have essentially two people's buy-ins today.
Yep.
And that is 9 big blinds. Oddly enough, we structure these tournaments to finish when we need them to.
Yep, there is a deadline. We can't just let them run forever.
I often get the question from new players, how are you going to get this done? It's simple math.
Well, and I mean, part of that speaks to the fact that the structure is pretty solid, and there is a lot of play. And if you go to Vegas or some of the smaller casinos and you play some of those structures, it is pretty turbo-y. You come here and you do have, 8, 10, 12, 14 hours of play before the things get done. So, I mean, there's some time to play some cards for your money.
And obviously we allow late registration, but at this point we've been playing since 11 a.m., so 10 hours.
And there's Pete announcing the survivor we mentioned earlier. I feel like that speaker got close to the mics all of a sudden. Or Pete talks loud, one of the two.
I believe Pete talks a little louder on the mic.
Fair.
I was actually told several times to say that I'm louder when I'm not on the mic than when I am on the mic. Maybe go to dad voice when I...
True. You're not Mitch Schuck loud, though. I mean...
No. See, well, I think I might be Mitch Schuck loud, but I don't use the mic when I'm that loud.
Right. That's the key.
I mean, I could start.
All right.
It was pointed out to me that by somebody that I talk less when I have the microphone in my hand than normally.
Aaron Rapp. One of the few times you'll see it folded around to him, and he's just gonna fold. Same with Randy. Both pretty slim holdings there.
Oh, looks like we got Jacob Amble to the table.
Oh, Jacob moved in. Josh, Jack 6 in the small blind. Even off 9 bigs, there ain't much you can do with Jack 6. Especially when Ron had raised off the button in front of you.
So, and Tim's in the big blind here, but it's been a while since we've heard anything from Tim. Like I said, this is more what the Tim I'm familiar with. Yeah, quick shout out to Subway from Park Rapids Lakes area. They just did a remodel recently. I believe a re-grand opening was last week, if I'm remembering correctly. And that is Dallas DeWitt is the owner of that Subway. You'll see her at the feature table right here. Her and her husband Eric play a lot of the tournaments. Eric busted, I think, as early as I've almost ever seen him bust.
He's not an early out normally. He's super solid.
He's kind of like me in that way. He doesn't bust early very. Wait, no, that's not true at all.
That's not even close to true. Brad, another gun.
I have almost perfected the art of busting so early that I can make my money back by dealing.
It's a solid plan B. Ron Olson, Jacob in the cutoff with King Jack. That's going to be good enough to rip it in. Josh going to go ahead and let the 7-3 low go.
Oh.
Tim, again, back to the Broadway cards. Connected Broadway cards. Not suited, but connected.
Certainly these two have played together. I couldn't tell you when, but
what do you do
they
here?
both play enough.
I mean, you got 330K, but the all-in's 215. If you're going to get your chips in, you kind of want to be the
one. We
one.
got Chase, one of the chip leaders, in there, too.
And Chase is behind. He's smirking like a cat that ate the canary. They moved Chase back in. He was at the previous one, and he was the one. He was pushing $1 million. It currently looks like, is that 2 purple or 1 purple?
I only.
Is that 1? So he's right.
Tim announces all in.
Okay.
And Chase trying for a spot in Hollywood. Although if he realized what I guess with the king queen.
No. Put him in the muck, Lardy. There you go. There you go.
Jacob is an incredibly solid player. I likely got the short end of the stick here. We'll see. He's got 3 outs.
It's a great play by Tim. It's a tough rejam.
Is that 6, 7, 8 maybe?
Looks like it.
That could be a 4 or 5. Could be a 7 too.
And a 9. That's a 9.
It was not.
It was not.
It was none of those things I said it might be.
Yeah.
Lordy would have won if he'd have played Queen 9.
Yeah, it's true. It's odd that for some reason we seem to be missing the flops when it's an all-in.
Well, not to foreshadow, but we might have some technical difficulty in about 10 minutes.
Anytime Heidi pops back into the booth, it's just not like bringing good news or drinks.
I don't know if you actually watch these, Kramer, but
I do.
I did. We did have to make Heidi put a headset on and talk in the microphone one time.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm gonna need timestamps and dates. And
I'd have to go back and play it, but.
Did she actually say anything?
Well, yeah, I asked her direct questions. that was the agreement. She's like, nope, I won't know what to say. I'm like, I will.
Very pointed.
I basically just did an interview, just asked her questions because she runs a feature table and just not everybody does that. So just ask some questions on
Yeah, it's funny because I was talking to Pete before he came back here, and he was super concerned that there'd be a lot of dead air with the two of us on the mic. So I was like, no, don't worry about it, Pete. Me and Eric can fill the airspace.
Me too. I mean, I know when we're sitting at the same poker table that it's usually crickets, but
Dennis Sieb. Yes, Dennis, you have made the final room multiple times. Congratulations. Mike, which I assume is a relative of Heidi, I believe, says hello to Heidi.
Oddly enough, both player Heidi and dealer Heidi, their maiden name is Rasmussen.
That is interesting. Spelled the same too, you think? I don't know.
Believe so, but I wouldn't swear to that.
Interesting.
Little flash there of the tag team tournament.
Also one of the more fun events. I missed it, but it was fun. It's the co-winners, Keith Kemper, Frankie Jackson, Melissa Thury, and Katie Fowler. I don't know Melissa that well. I played a lot of poker with Katie, and of course Keith Tiny and Frankie are some staples in the tournament series.
I don't know Melissa very well, but I know her husband Jeremy a little bit. And Melissa, I think, deals for Rough Rider a fair amount.
Okay.
Katie Fowler and Melissa Theory are more of the Rough Rider, but I think the two couples came down to play the tag team because I don't know if nothing was going on or they just thought this was a better opportunity. But
Mike says he is Heidi's uncle. He checks out. Dennis Sieb, I think it's fun when you get some other players once in a while. In the booth commentating, Dennis, is that what you're referring to? Or are you talking on the felt? Or both?
I know it's been talk amongst many of us that are associated with the league, work with the league, that, and I know you and I have talked about it.
Jeez.
These last few tournaments, we've seen a lot of players that we don't recognize. A year and a half ago, you knew 90% of the players at every tournament. And
absolutely.
I've come to several tables in the last 3 or 4 months and not knowing more than 1 or 2 players.
Yeah, and I think it started as far back as maybe 9 months ago. It started like, I don't...
Maybe last spring even started?
Yeah, I was like, man, who's this guy? And then they're like, they'll probably just play once, never see him again, and all of a sudden they're at the next one and there's 5 other new guys, which is fantastic. It's good to see it. Good to see it grow. That 100 mark was sometimes a lofty goal, but we seem to be achieving that on a regular basis. Dennis is referring to other commentary. Yeah, we had Brian Murphy in the booth earlier. Josh Hall has come through every once in a while. Adam Lasky has done a little commentary. Some people are a little
at that
more microphone shy.
At the tag team tournament, I had Tony Euler back with me, and We were actually both playing the tournament,
Okay.
and our partners came back and informed us that we busted while we were doing commentary. We were not on the feature table.
No rush. We're done.
You're good. It was funny because, you know, we had to play with one hand every hour, and nobody's really keeping track. I was back doing commentary, and I go up there, and one person, kind of jokingly but very dryly, is like, "It's been over an hour since you played a hand, hasn't it?" And right away, 3 players like, "He's doing commentary. It doesn't matter if it's been over an hour."
DQ'd.
I'm like, actually, no, it hasn't, because we've been watching the.
Oh, we have a ticker on how long you've been streaming?
Well, that's, you know, we keep track by the, you know, I played the first 2 hands of a blind.
Gotcha. I'm looking on Dallas. Ron's going to fold. Josh is trying to find something here off this big blind, 9 big blind stack. Might rip it in here. Fold or a rip, one of the two. It's not a call. I don't think. There it is. He's going to be able to fade Tim with 9-3. And Lardy Darty's going to pick up pocket 4s.
Chase is calling us, isn't he?
30% of his stack now. Looks like Lardy's down to 1 million. 9 blinds out of your 33. Probably not a snap call. Tough spot.
The longer he thinks about it, the more likely he becomes to fold.
Yep. I don't hate
He
it.
does get away.
Don't hate it.
I don't think he needs to try to flip coin. At best, flip coins there.
No, you have the chip lead on, and there's so many small stacks out there. You can just kind of pick and choose.
Randall's got 1.1 million.
Didn't know Randy was still in the. Now Randy might. There it is. Yep. I figured Randy'd get it in there.
Randy's in a little better spot to be calling. Nobody left to act behind him.
No one behind him. And we're flying blind.
Wonder.
King or an 8. Oh, Randy's shaking his head as if that's my read. No, I thought Randy lost. Randy had the no good head shake, but that'll bounce Josh Hall from the feature table. Randy's going to increase his lead. Lillian's excited that Chase is back.
Tim drawing the fortunate seat to be listening to Chase.
I wouldn't say he's listening. He might be hearing him.
He's being talked at.
Randy with that big smile now, like you said before, helps that you just picked up a pot and knocked someone out. Doesn't hurt.
Yeah, but even right after he busts, he's usually got a smile.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Tim. Nope. Not going to do it. Ace-6, go in the muck. Chase Lardy, 8-6. That's
Brad
a fold from Brad.
Jack
Which
10.
gives Aaron the free reign to put some pressure on the small and big blinds. And then Randy
picking
going
up
from
twos.
Ace-10 to deuces.
Button and small blind with Dallas in the big blind. Dallas having shown very little desire to be resistant right now. She hasn't had any hands to be resistant with either.
I would bet you some money if Randy had played with Dallas more.
Kramer, look what we're putting up.
Oh no, Eric Crystal, player profile. No, the Walcott. That's what we're looking at.
Yep.
50 players, prize pool of 11,000. Eric, and he took home 34-20, first place.
That was a fun night. Not gonna lie.
It was a good night.
Yeah, you were hanging out down there.
I was. I think I was your good luck charm, if I remember correctly.
Might have been. Something certainly was. I can't prove that you weren't.
That's fair. Tim under the gun with 8-6. Going to be a fold. Chase found something he wants to limp with. Oh, 8-5. Okay. I see you, Chase, getting a little inventive here with the...
Yeah, that looks really suspicious,
under the
doesn't
gun
it?
plus 1, 8-5 limp. I mean...
Dallas is going to come along with 7-4.
Tell you what, I'm not raising his under the gun limp plus 1 and like,
Nope.
Would not put him on ace 5 though, or 8-5.
Ron Olson take this down, or does somebody?
Well, Ron, check. Lardy says, well, if I'm gonna play 8-5, I'm gonna apply some aggression and see if I can't pick this pot up, which it's not gonna work. Trying to flip the table. Calm down, people.
How many times is Chase willing to fire at this?
Once.
Is it just once?
Yeah, he shuts it down.
Yep, you shut it down. Ron bets, Chase will fold.
Yep, snap fold. Stack depths are just too shallow.
There's almost no way you're getting Ron off now.
I don't know what Lardy's thinking about. Speaking of people that are in a good mood after they bust, Josh Hall just swung by and picking up some beverages for us after his exit. Nice of him. Sodas.
Right, right.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure I understand exactly what Chase was trying to do there with the limp with 8-6. Maybe trying to flop something, maybe trying to find a spot to put some aggression into it, but I think you're playing against a guy that doesn't have enough big blinds that you can really do much there. There's not much to navigate. I'm not sure.
That's at this stage of a tournament. I don't really like the limp with a small hand.
I mean, he has.
But he did get to see a flop. Maybe he felt like seeing a flop.
Well, there's that.
And it would take. I'd have to have a monster of a hand before I was going to raise that limp because that.
That's true. It's scary. Dennis Seebagers with the Josh is awesome, and that's not one of his jokes.
So I now know I rank somewhere below Josh Hall in Dennis's world. That's fine.
There's a lot of room behind that. Chase Lardy picks up the top pair, top kicker. Ace-8, top pair of eights. Tim Aarons is probably just going to no backdoor flush. Yeah, probably just going to lay this down.
That fold doesn't really surprise me with Tim.
No.
Pretty careful.
No. It's pretty straightforward there.
Double tree by Hilton. That's where we are.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thanks to them for providing us a space. It's awesome playing here. Plenty of room.
We can set up. We're not in anybody's way.
Yeah, you're not packed in a corner. You're not stepping on people.
As far as one of the guys that gets to set up and worry about the logistics, this place is unbeatable.
For sure.
I mean, their staff is wonderful.
Yeah. A lot of the same waiters and waitresses tournament after tournament, and they've gotten to know some of the players and stuff, so they do a fantastic job.
Yep.
And it's nice. The food buffet the spread they put out is nice for the players, so they don't have to go anywhere. They can grab some lunch or supper on break.
Yeah, they've actually really refined hosting this. I mean, walking taco bar.
Oh yeah, had that today. That was good.
Yep.
Dallas. Oh, Dallas.
That's a bad spot, Dallas.
Oh, with queens. I was going to say, she has a big hand. There's a chance she had aces. Dallas going to get super unlucky here running her queens into kings.
Oh, and Tim's got one of her queens.
And Tim folded one of it. Chase
Oh,
Lardy.
boy. So Aaron goes all in for 505. Chase has got...
Easy fold, Eric. Put it in the muck, Chase. You're not ahead of... You're probably not ahead of Aaron's range, and you're certainly not ahead of Dallas's range. And Dallas went all in. And Aaron knows that range, so... Yeah, Chase, you got to put in the muck, kid. No one needs another hero, not now. For half your stack. There it is.
Aaron's already called.
Dallas
sees the bad news.
One out 5 times. Can Dallas... No facial response. I'm guessing that was queen. Still no reaction. Looks like Dallas is
I don't know what's going on with the... why we're...
Dallas with the shrug. Yeah, it popped up there just momentarily. Looked like a 10 high board of some sort.
Yeah, pair on there, but Chase would not have hit an 8.
No. And no real sweat for Dallas to try and make a straight or a flush. Dallas covered here?
I think she was, but I didn't look exactly.
Yeah, I knew it had to be close. John's going to count it down here quick. That's tough. It's tough. sad to see one of our sponsors and Great Players Dallas.
Yep. And one of the truly nicest people you've ever met.
For sure. Catch a bit of a cooler there. Kings versus Queens with such limited stack sizes. There's just no way around it. So Aaron's going to get some more chips. That's not good for the rest of the table. Aggression's going to get even more aggressioned. Getting a little short-handed here, aren't we? 1, 2, 3. What we got? 3.
I think we might only have 5 or 6 players here. I know Pete popped back, I don't know, 20 minutes ago, a half hour ago, that we were at 22 players. Is all Ron Olson picks up ace jack. That's an obvious raise.
Okay,
Ron just
so
grinding on that short stack, isn't he?
yeah, it's been there for a little while. Tim, let it
Who do
go.
Oh, Brad's still sitting there, yeah.
Lardy, no good. Randall still at the 1.5 million mark, 49 big blinds. Got to be close to the chip leader for the whole tournament, I would speculate. Chase was one of the other big stacks, and he's at this table, so unless someone else made a little mini run out there, which is not unlikely.
It's amazing how fast chips can fly around in a tournament like this.
Right.
Oh, looks like we're bringing some players in.
There we go. We'll round out the table.
Tab's closed. Hello? Tab's closed. Is that it?
Later. All right, bud. Thanks.
Brad Pouch picking up ace jack. Chase Lardy with king 6.
Yeah, Chase spent a lot of time here with the big chip lead for a while on the previous table.
So Chase called, limped in, Brad raised,
Yep.
and Chase is going to come along.
Okay.
We've got, I think Aaron Rapp must have folded.
Yep. Just catching up with the graphics.
I believe Aaron would have flopped better than,
Oof. Chase with the gutter ball on bottom pair. Is that? Nope.
no, not bottom
Just
pair.
the gutter- or just the
Brad flopped second pair.
Brad's going nowhere. Maybe if Chase led the flop, you'd try and convince Brad that he had a queen, but once you check that flop, I think Brad's gonna be like, nah,
Yeah, I don't think Brad will put a raise on unless he turns another pair here.
no.
This should just check here, I think. Or not. What do I know?
Interesting.
Brad jams.
No, Chase jams.
Oh.
All in for Brad to call.
Oh.
That's max pressure.
That is max pressure.
King 10, any queen, you're beat by any queen, you're beat by King 10, you're beat by 10, 8. Sets of jacks, queens, and 9s. Which, you don't put them on the sets, right? Because
Nope.
Brad raised pre and Chase just called, so you think the pocket pairs would have put in a re-raise.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Brad is just conservative enough where this could get through.
You can just see the suspicion on his face. Like, this doesn't
does.
feel right.
Oh.
Yep, that's...
Uh-oh. Chase is like, I got nothing. Squadoosh. Mustn't have been for much more. Because what does that leave? Leaves Chase at 450, so Chase lost about 500K on that pot.
Yeah, something like that. Because, yeah, the pre-flop raise, probably a little over 4, I'd say, because the pre-flop raise was 75 or 80, and then it was a 75 bet. And that looked like it was 255 or something like that. I don't know exactly, but...
Quick reset of the stream. A little player profile. I don't know if you see that. Do they see the player profile right now or not? Are they seeing that or not? They're seeing that? Okay.
They're seeing the Bob Silskar player profile?
Sorry. I was confusing myself. Yeah.
We are... Kramer's actually asking Jason Bedard questions. Dead Horse Productions. He's the one making those cards and stuff like that.
It's like a couple seconds behind also. So,
So,
Yeah, Dennis made a comment. What a move by Chase. Either way, yeah, I don't hate the play. I would consider Brad being fairly snug, and I mean that as a compliment, not as an insult. But he's pretty solid. So if you're going to run a bluff on someone, Brad might be the target to try to get that through. But Brad's also going to sniff some of those out. And like you saw him, he flipped the chip in and said, "Let's go."
So he called with ace jack, but does he call with king jack there? How far down does he go? Does he call with ace nine?
No, not the 9. He has to have the jack. He doesn't think Lardy has the queen because of the way the flop action works.
Right.
So the question is, how big does your kicker have to be with the jack? So I think king jack is good.
But keep in mind,
jack 2 pair. So now you're looking at what, jack 10?
Jack 10, jack 8, like
Jack 10, jack 8 might fold out.
I mean, that's it. Just you get to a point where, what hands can I like?
What am I beating?
Other than air.
Right. So that's going to knock Chase down to 14 big, so he's going to have to play the short stack for the first time since I've seen him on the feature table the last 2 rounds. But he also has that gear. Thought we just fixed that. Oh. Let's see. We're off. Oh, there we go.
You know, here's the dirty secret. You gotta make some of those moves or win some of those moves to win a tournament like this.
Got to get them through, for sure.
Yep. You got to pick up some of those pots that are pick upable.
Yep, those orphan pots. Ron's going to flop top here with a jack kicker here.
I don't see any resistance. Yeah. Nah, Aaron won't call with the gutter ball.
Not with these stack sizes.
Chase won't call with the gutter ball.
Chase might.
I shouldn't say that.
He's a little tilty. All right, Chase is going to call 4-3.
God.
What do you bet? 80? I mean, it's a small bet, but yeah, it's
But you're not. At this point of a tournament, you're not playing pot size anymore. You're playing stack size.
Yeah, if you're 400 bigs deep, you can make some sort of these plays and you hit your gutter ball, you get paid off. But when everyone's 4 to 40 big blinds deep, it's a tougher play to make. And Randall's gonna give up middle pair.
There you can see the bottom half of the Nick Michael poster again.
There he is.
We're going to a turn card.
Jacob Amble says Chase hasn't folded a hand in 4 hours. I'm not sure it's been that many, but Queen Jack. Yeah, Chase, you probably just got to give this up. Yep.
Yep.
Took your one stab at the G ball, which would have got you paid, but
It would have.
wasn't there.
Gutter balls generally get you paid because you shouldn't be playing them. So they're hard to sniff out.
They are. A little surprising here. If you look at the pre-flop raise chart, Randall Smith, second to the bottom on the pre-flop raise chart. I would not have, if you asked me who was the top or the bottom of that list, and Randall was at the top in my book.
If you had to compile a list of players to put Randall at the second to bottom,
Yeah,
it'd be hard to do.
it's a short list. It's a short list.
Like, I have to find 5 or 6 players to put above him.
Couple factors there. Randy hasn't had a lot of great premium hands to open, and he does have Aaron on his right.
Yep.
So a lot of raising opportunities is being stolen from him, and he also has a decent chip stack. So he's just kind of buying his time, and because he doesn't like to make these raises into stacks that are 7, 8, and 9 bigs because they can just jam on you and then put you to a decision. Ron's gonna fold an ace. Tim. Not going to find anything there. Chase Lardy with the 8-3, going to find the muck. Brad.
That might be the fastest Chase has acted since we got to this table.
It's a very pretty hand. Queen Jack suited. He's going to have to try to get that through Aaron Rapp. And
Brad has really ramped the action up here the last few hands.
Yes, he's picked up some decent
Oh,
cards. And then
I think we're going to get some action out of Randall.
Yeah, Randy's not letting this go. Brad is sitting on almost 1 million chips, though. This could be a huge
Well, I mean,
pot.
Lardy just didn't he just get doubled up?
Yeah.
So,
This could be a huge pot. Randall at 1.3 and Brad sitting on almost 1 million.
Randy just calls, though.
Just a call with the tens.
He's playing some pot control.
Don't hate it.
He could get in trouble here if a jack flops.
True.
The queen, I think, is safe for him, but
10 open-ended. Ooh, might get some chips in there. Brad's
Check,
gonna
check.
flop open-ended, no chips go in.
Oh
the
boy,
flop,
that's gross.
and Brad bangs out the open-ended straight draw.
Randy now needs the board to pair.
Randy's in a lead for 200,000, 200 a call.
I think that's just 100,000.
just 100,000.
I could be. I didn't. He might have had two of them. I guess I didn't see.
Board is not gonna pair. Yeah, it must have been 100 because Brad now has 880.
So
And Randy-
that is the third diamond.
Randy's value betting here. 100% value betting here for 550.
150. 150. That plaque is 100,000.
Oh, my bad. I thought those were
Brad calls because the third diamond came. So
Just calls.
Brad wasn't going to lose a bunch of chips there.
Yeah, that third diamond was a bit of an action killer. There's a chance that that's a close to a 2 million pot
If
if the cards come a little bit.
if Randy ends up winning this tournament, he can look at that two of diamonds as a savior.
Jesus. Well, not only that, but he checks the turn or the flop. Which one of the two?
He checked the flop.
Yeah.
Randy bet the turn.
Yeah, I went check on the flop.
Yep.
So you flop a set, you check, you think you're trapping.
Well, he was trapping, but the open ender got there,
Yeah.
and I don't. He's never going to see it.
No.
If that third diamond doesn't hit, he might sniff it. He might sniff it out when he gets popped.
Right, but everything escalates. If Randy leads that flop, Brad's not going away with an open ender.
If Brad jams, Randy might get away from it. Otherwise, if he just raises, Randy's going to at least pay that.
Yeah, that pot's just gonna grow.
I don't know that Randy's going to re-raise.
Probably not. As played, both players kind of.
All I know is that two of diamonds saved Randy some chips.
It did. Both players are kind of conserving their stacks there. Lardy, ace 8 of hearts. Forward to call, and he is going to call. Calling off a 7 big.
I don't like a caller.
I don't play it that way. If I'm going to play the pot, I'm going to raise a fold.
I'm really calling at this point out of position. Like, I might call from the button or small blind,
Your calling range has got to be pretty small.
or I might call under the gun, praying somebody raises me
Yeah. If I
with
go-
aces or kings.
So Aaron re-raises with the exact same hand, except not suited.
Aaron's ahead. He's got two flush draws instead of just one.
And Zach's at the table now again. He's returned 1.2 million. We must be losing some players here and there, consolidating down. Probably down to 2 tables now. In or around now.
So with just about 7,500 up top, Kramer, does this play down or does this get chopped?
75 for first. What's second place?
About 5.
75.5. It's more likely to get played out because I don't. That pay scale is pretty nice.
That's it. Yep.
Yeah, I mean that's one of the bigger reasons to chop is when first or second or third there's a huge pay jump. If there's guaranteed money or something like that. If it's a smooth pay scale, I mean my theory is play it out. Like you don't get that chance too often. Like you don't get
No.
the heads up experience. So Lardy did call pre, and now he's facing all in from Aaron Rapp.
I don't see how he can call this, can he?
He would be correct for a chop pot, but I don't know how you get there. I don't get there.
Yes, because we can see the cards, we know he's correct.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
I don't know what I can pot. What's he calling me with that I can beat?
I have a backdoor flush draw. Did he call?
No, he hasn't done anything yet.
Okay, it looked. I thought there was some motion. He's seriously thinking about making this call. It'd be a huge call. Huge call for a chop. Because, yeah, Aaron's drawing dead. And Chase would be free rolling the chop with backdoor hearts. Shows him the ace, I assume.
Ace of hearts, I would assume. Well, obviously the heart. But
Yeah.
assume he showed him the ace.
Yeah, you can't be upset about that fold, Chase. That's just a snap fold.
That's why you raise with that.
Correct.
If you raise with that, Aaron's going away.
Yep.
Aaron's not interested in playing that. You know, I didn't really know Aaron at all until a year ago, just over a year ago. I went out to Thanksgiving and was talking to my cousin. and he had a brand new grandbaby,
Okay.
and was introducing me to the grandbaby's mom. And he's like, "You play a lot of poker, don't you?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And his mom's like, the baby's mom was like, "My dad plays a lot of poker. It's Aaron." So then they went to the other Thanksgiving the next day, and Thanksgiving weekend we run the big tournament. So then Aaron shows up Saturday, and I'm dealing. He's like, "Hey."
Wait a minute.
So we're not related, but kind of related.
That's funny.
And ever since then,
Right.
poker players are now
Connection. Yep.
the smallest of connection.
Yep. Latch onto it, right? You never know. You might.
I
need to
visit with
ride
him
to
every
the
time I
next
see him.
tournament.
So, and it's one of the easiest people ever to visit because if they got grandkids, any grandpa likes to talk about their grandbabies.
Right. That's an easy combo to start up, right? Yeah. I played with him at a couple tables. Super nice guy.
It was, we had the young girl out selling Girl Scout cookies
Yes.
today,
I think
and
she
it
did
was
pretty well.
quite entertaining. Where I was sitting there,
Yep.
I got to watch,
Watch
and
all
watching
things.
all the old guys,
Just like
yep.
falling in love with the grandchildren.
Yep, cute. She was as cute as a button and just very polite, sitting there. I think she sold a lot of cookies. I know several people had bought cookies, and we're trying to give them away because they know they shouldn't be eating them.
Yeah, I think I bought 2 boxes, opened them up, and just walked around the room and distributed them accordingly.
I did my part and helped eat some of those cookies.
Yep.
Generally one to fall in those type of grenades.
Lardy has fallen from the heavens down to 5 bigs here, so he's looking to spin the stack back up, find himself a spot.
Ron Olson right now has the look of the average poker player. You look like you're miserable, but we keep doing this.
Time traveler wants cookies. I thought you were on the way here to play some Survivor. Randy's still in. You guys can,
I assure you,
get a
there's
box of
still cookies floating around out there.
delicious cookies.
I saw multiple people buy cookies and hide them behind hide them back in the dealer area. I'm going to get these later. No, you're not.
No, you're not. You're going to forget those. And I'm going to take them home.
They will be hidden in the warehouse.
Did you guys find my cookies? No. Randall Smith, a little bit unfair. You got 1.1 million, and now you got Ace Queen of Hearts. Here he goes. A little quick stream reset before the action continues. Meanwhile, little yell out to Subway at Randy's Diner, Ambitiously Lazy. Eagle River Utility Solutions.
Tax Lady.
Tax Lady, some of our great sponsors. Randy did raise to 90, and Chase Lardy is thinking about it with Jack 5 offsuit from the big blind. So
That is a 6.
6-5, sorry. Down to 5 big blinds, and then you're in the big blind next. So you have 1 in the ante and 1 in front of you, and you got 3 behind. Put them in, Lardy, right? I mean, you got 3 bigs. What are you trying to do? You hate it. You hate it. You know you're behind, but
But you're not in as bad a shape as you think you are.
if he doesn't have 6s, 5s, or any pair bigger, like any ace, big ace, that's always raising. You're getting the numbers, right? You're 60 right there, 66, 34.
That ante is so brutal.
It is, especially when you get below 10 bigs.
Yep. It just eats into your.
Okay. I think Randy's probably a little surprised he got a fold out of chasing that spot.
I don't expect to fold out a chase very often there.
No.
And those cards were better than.
There's worse.
I don't mind 6-5 actually.
At least you're connected.
We were talking about those guys from South Dakota earlier, and I played with them down to the Wild Rice, another tournament I cashed reasonably well in recently. And
Humble brag.
yep. Well, I only bring it up because I started playing hands like 5-7. Yeah, I started playing 5-7 one hand. It just got one of those spots where I hadn't played a hand in forever, and
You're like,
before the cards are dealt out, I'm like, I'm raising this hand, doesn't
I'm
matter
playing
what.
the next hand. I'm playing the next hand.
I hadn't. I looked down at 5-7 suited, so I raised.
Yep.
And 3 people call me,
Weird.
and the flop comes, and they're all over a 7. So it checks around because I'm like, yeah, this really isn't the spot here. Turns a 7. Somebody
up
bets. I'm like, I'll peel a card.
One. Let's see one.
And the river's a 7.
Okay. We got better fast.
Somebody bets. I raise. They call. And Wade Kaiser's sitting to my immediate right. And he's like Just open raise with 5-7 there, huh?
Sure did.
Sure did. But so then it's a running joke, right? So I pick up like 3 or 4 more hands with 5-7. And pretty soon I bust a guy from South Dakota with 5-7 when he's got aces.
Oh, brutal.
He jams on the river, and 5 and 7 flopped.
Oh, jeez.
He jams on the river, and I call him, and he looks at me and goes, "You really have 5-7 again, don't you?" I'm like, "I do."
Chase folding 10-8 there out of the small blind with 3.5 bigs left. I'm probably getting those in. Although we don't know. Top 15 got paid. We might be right on the bubble.
We could be on a bubble. I don't know.
I temporarily take back some of my commentary on that. If we're close, in, on, or around the bubble, some of those folds Chase made make a little more sense.
They would.
Depending on what the other tables look like. And we could be around that 15 mark. We don't know. We're kind of, for those who haven't seen the setup, the main room has all the poker tables. The feature table, there's a closed door. Commentary back here, and we're on a 10-minute delay, so there's no risk of players being able to see hands or anything like that.
We've got... we have the advantage of getting to see whole cards, but you sit back here and obviously you and I know many of these players. We're friends with most of these players.
Absolutely.
I mean, we run in these circles. If Chase watches this back tonight, I didn't see the first half, the first feature table he was on, but the observation I would make on his poker is he could learn to control his emotion a little more. Yeah, no, I'd agree with that. I think he's a solid player.
He plays some hands really, really well.
He does. I think emotion gets in there once in a while.
Which
that's the hardest part of poker, right?
Fallen victim to it many times.
That is literally the hardest part of poker.
Full disclosure. Yeah, and that's the thing is, even the criticism, it's tough because we see the whole cards, right?
Right. And that's
it's easy for you. You can see the cards.
That's why I prefaced it that way.
You're absolutely right. It is easy for me because I can see the cards. You are 1,000% correct.
Of course, you should call this.
But if I tell every play is the exact standard play that should happen every single time, it's going to be a pretty boring stream.
I have done live stream where everybody's playing very standard, and it is.
We did a.
Was it
where
me
were
and you?
we? Where was that?
We have 19 players left.
Okay, so we are.
Once again, Jason doing all the actual work for us.
The better looking Jason. Only slightly more bald.
Jason Bedard, Dead Horse Productions.
Although there's probably. What do you put the line at? 50% of the people listening don't even understand that joke or don't even know my first name is Jason. What do you put the line?
I would, somewhere in that 50%.
Right in that ballpark. That's a little aggressive, time traveler. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to read that to myself, and we're going to leave it there.
I believe most of the anybody on YouTube can read the comment.
That's fair.
The
some of them might have comments turned off. We're gonna spare them the graphic information.
I've been in that spot where Chase is right now, and you're wondering how you screwed that chip stack up.
Been there more times than I should have been, unfortunately.
Yeah, you could just see. You just saw that shake of the head, like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
And it's not always even a bad play.
No, it's not. Sometimes the cards don't treat you fair. Sometimes
he lost
you put
that.
yourself in some tough spots where you have to make a decision.
And he put Brad Pausch in a tough spot.
He did.
And Brad made the right decision. I don't mind the play.
I can't yell at him for that play. I mean, he ripped it in Brad's face, and there's a decent chance to get Brad off that hand. I mean, I don't hate the play. I mean, obviously it fails, but sometimes good bets.
I mean, you saw the look on Brad's face when he called that.
Yeah, he's like, No, agreed. Chase gonna fold.
Fold 3-2 there. I don't. Yeah.
He's got a few free hands here. Aaron Rapp on the dealer button. Automatic erase from Aaron. Aaron.
That's not. Has he folded a button that's been folded to him yet?
He's not calling. I'll tell you that much. He's not calling with Randy and Zach in the small and big.
If Randy knew what Aaron was actually holding, he might just flat here.
He would for sure.
But as things stand, he's got a raise. Tyler Coleman is poking his head in. We obviously don't know Zach's cards yet, but this raise should go through, right?
I didn't touch anything.
Uh-oh.
Oh, we're back. little monitor glitch on our side. For those of you that didn't know what we're talking about.
So that was just on the monitor, right? That.
Been streaming.
Oh, the stream glitched?
No, we're.
No.
It was just this.
So we had a glitch on one monitor. Nothing you guys noticed.
But let's.
But there was sheer panic on everybody's face in here.
So Aaron did raise. Is that what happened?
Aaron raised
Like
from
we
the
said.
button, like we said.
Then
There was a re-raise.
Randy 3-bet it.
Yep, Randy 3-bet. Zach actually, I think, picked up ace 9. Didn't I see that?
I did.
Zach folded. Aaron folded. It's one of those spots where I think if Zach's not behind him, Randy might actually flat. Think about it at least and be sneaky.
Oh, I don't hate it.
But with Zach behind you can't. And the hand played exactly as it should from there.
Because I play enough pots that people aren't going to believe me, so I can 3-bet that and I get called by lesser hands. And Randy's might be close.
As can I.
Randy might be close to that same situation, so I think he's just going to play his strong hand strong.
The thing is, Aaron's never calling a 3-bet there.
No.
But we've seen him pick up enough pots doing that where that
sure.
little razor has a positive EV, so.
Yep.
Chase folds the 7-5. We were just talking about 7-5. I'm not recommending it as a play.
So, did I read that right? Chase was under the gun, so he's going to be big blind next hand. He's going to have 2 of his 3 big blinds.
How
in the pot.
well is Aaron liking having raised every hand right now? Because now you got
Yeah, Zach's too good, though.
Yep.
He'll get away.
Ron Olson's going to get away.
Yep.
You're just desperately hoping one of them picks up ace queen there.
Am I right, though? Lardy has to put 2 of his 3 bigs in this pot? Or not yet?
Let's see here. Should be. It's got to be this hand or next, right?
Yep. That's wrong.
Tim's in.
Okay, so next hand. So
Chase has one more free hand.
he has 3 bigs. You can see this hand for free. And the next hand, half
We're
is...
at 20, 40, 40. Is that right?
Yes. 15, 30, 20, 40, I think.
20, 40, 40.
That would make sense.
So there's 2/3 of a starting second. The big blind and the blinds every hand.
Yep. It's going to move. It's going to move. Pretty wide range here from Chase. Because the problem is next hand you lose one of your big blinds just to the ante alone. And there it is.
Oh, and he picks up tens. Well played, Chase.
And he throws his hand in the air like, ah.
And Brad picks up queen jack, but Brad's in a really bad spot here. I don't think Brad... Can Brad call this?
No.
There's too many people left to act, right?
No.
If Brad's last act, he's calling this every time.
Yeah.
But there's just too many
1.59.
spots left.
He's got the whole field behind him.
Yep. You can't call and risk getting re-raised.
Now he can re-raise. I'm gonna 3-bet before I call.
Aaron folds. Randy checked out so fast it was unbelievable.
Chase it around with an ace.
There you actually heard Chase
He did.
trying to talk Ron into the call.
Ron folds. My prediction. And I'm wrong once again. Shocker.
Tim will fold.
Yeah, Tim's got no business. Out to 320.
Yep.
Chase is like, bam. Trying to fade the ace, right? It's pumped up.
I saw a 3.
I didn't see Chase react
There's a
negatively yet.
5.
That's a queen jack.
There's another
that's
3.
the backside of a card.
These cards look like a face card on the
At
back.
least this all in the board, after it ran out, it did stay up afterwards. So a little bit of improvement. We're still trying to work on that. Take a quick commercial break here and then run Randy's Diner. I'll let you listen.
Everybody's gotta eat. Breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Randy's Diner is a special treat.
The
Good
shakes.
food is what we do. We're always cooking good for you. Have a seat, meet your friends. Come on in, let's all dig in. Come to Randy's Diner. Everybody's gotta eat.
Very nice, very nice. That shake did look amazing. From my little fat guy brain was like, shakes.
So we've seen, am I not mistaken, did we see pocket 3s folded, 3 deuce folded, and now we got ace deuce? It's like we're playing with the bottom half of a pinochle deck or something.
Yeah, Robert, completely agree with you. He doesn't. I'm just saying, if you're going to get involved in that hand, I'd rather 3-bet it or fold it. And he obviously chose the fold route, which is probably the correct play.
Robert, glad to see you're watching. Missed you this weekend.
Yes.
Hope your back's feeling better and everything's going good for you, man.
Yeah. Shout out to Rob. Staple on the 7-1 Poker Tour. Great player.
I like to see Robert, especially when I'm tournament directing.
True.
Again, one of those players that I'd rather not see at my table.
True. Also true. Randall Smith.
He
Raise it up.
He's got the ability to put me in tough spots consistently.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or, well, maybe I put myself in, he just lets me. But, kind of the same thing.
Let's be clear. We tie the noose. He might throw it over our heads, but sometimes me, myself,
He's
and you.
certainly willing to give us enough rope.
Yeah, he's going to give us plenty of rope to get the noose tied. I can confirm that. Randall Smith raised 85. Chase Lardy in the obviously Chase inherits the big blind, so he doubles up, and that immediately has to put 2 of his 8 big blinds directly into the pot with 10-5. And unlike the previous one where he had 3 bigs, I think this is a fold. 10-5 is just that bad. Not suited, not connectable.
I would so much rather jam with 5-6 than 10-5.
That's what I'm saying. Like
Like so many times over.
it's that bad.
But he's actually in a better spot here because
He is.
he's got tweeners rather than unders.
Yep.
But
I think he gets away. If he folded the 6-5, I think you have to fold this.
I don't. Yeah.
I don't know. He is not happy with the situation.
Would you be?
In the blender-ish? Oh, just
Call?
okay. Wants us to
I
fold.
actually don't mind that. It gives you the ability to complete.
It's not the worst idea.
Is a jam here going to work though?
You have to. I mean, if you're going to make that call, you just rip any flop.
You rip it.
He's going to check it. And Randy is not going to stop putting pressure on.
No, Randy's going to.
It's not in Randy's nature. He's too good, too aggressive.
Randy was fairly nice there, just coming out of a stack of chips. I would have just, if I were Randy, I'd have just grabbed a stack of yellow and
Biggest pile of
Plunk.
yellow you can find to plunk it in. Yeah, nothing you can do here, Lardy.
the thinking's out of this one.
Yep.
Now he's talking to Brad for some reason.
Brad, who has noise-canceling headphones on and can't hear anything. Looking for advice. Let it go, Lardy. Move on. Fight another day. Don't do it. Don't do it. I mean, you have outs. You're 27%.
I heard chips being racked up and back, didn't I?
Might be on break? Question mark? Hashtag. Final table? No.
No, not final table. Two tables maybe.
Yeah, we said we were at, last update was 19 left. A little while ago, probably 20, 30 minutes ago.
We miss you too, Robert. No, we're always there rooting for you, buddy.
Oh yeah, good to hear from Robert. Glad to see you in the chat. I know you've been playing some poker online, so good luck with some of that. Sounds like you had some strong results, so keep us posted. I don't know.
2 lifeguards, 46. Yep, talking about the pre-flop.
Oh, okay.
40. He was 40-60, so he
Yep.
probably should have jammed. He didn't.
Yeah, if you jam me, you avoid this exact spot.
Yeah,
right?
that's. I don't want to say it's mistakes compounding themselves, but
Yeah.
that's kind of like,
If you jam it, you get to see all 5.
and you don't have to make another decision.
No.
He didn't have any fold equity, so there's none of that. But
No. Yeah, that's a fold.
that's once you called and didn't jam.
If that's a line you're going to take, you have to follow up with fold.
Yep.
And he's going to be in the small blind next. Be left
Put
with
in another
4.5
quarter of
bigs.
his chips.
No, I think he has 5 bigs.
Does he have 5 bigs? So
He's
he's
got
got
5 bigs, 225K.
He's going to put 20 in, so he's putting in
half a big.
10% of his chips. But here's the thing, he can
And you hear the button.
jam, and the advantage of the big blind ante is there's 80,000 in every pot.
There he is. He can rack up some chips real fast.
So now a simple jam.
Yeah.
And again, we know we were 19-handed some time ago. 15 get paid.
Got to be right there.
So
Got to be close.
we could easily be at that point where he's looking to get paid. I'm assuming we're not quite to the money yet because Pete has not come back and asked me to go back and pay people.
No, that's fair. Well, they probably take a break, make the final table.
We pay 15 though.
Oh, that's, well, yeah, it's the standard 15-handed final table.
15 final table.
Come on.
Should be fun to do the live stream on that.
And you're the TD? You don't know the,
I don't know these things.
the commonly known.
You would think I would know that one.
15-handed
That one doesn't
final
seem
table.
like it's very well disguised. Tim's going all in with pocket tens. Chase is going to lose.
gonna
Chase is going to
call.
put all the chips in here. He's got it, doesn't he?
He's in the small.
Although I hate calling off with ace eight.
You do, but you have 5 bigs. It'd be a great play if you actually got away from it. What did it do? 400 in. Yeah, you're actually not getting quite the correct math if I'm a spot there. Theoretically, I think it's a bad fold. Practically, in this hand, it probably is a good fold.
See, I don't know with Tim. So Tim's jamming in front of you. He's never weaker than 10-10, is he?
I don't fold. I call incorrectly most of the time.
I don't know. I'll be honest. I don't know what I do in that spot. I don't get caught very often.
It's pretty razor
I try
thin.
to avoid getting caught with ace eight because it's such a bad hand.
It is. You can't make a straight. I mean, you can obviously make a straight, but not using both cards, it just doesn't work, right?
You can make two different straights.
You have 2 straight draws. That's true. I never thought about it that way. It's way better than ace 5.
But you're in such bad shape against most of. I mean, his jamming range is pairs, and I mean, you're ahead of king queen, maybe king jack.
Maybe. Chase was in the small. Who's in the big?
Ron Olson.
Ron's pretty tight, so
Is it? No, it's not Ron. It's not Ron Olson.
No, it's not Ron. Might be Aaron. Is that accurate?
Is Brad?
If it's Brad, I still open a lot of pots. If it's Aaron, I
Yeah,
open
it's Brad. It
less.
was Brad Pausch.
Yeah. See, I open a lot more pods with Brad because Brad's too solid.
But how long has it been since Tim played a hand?
It's true. He had played a whole bunch in a row, but yeah,
But Chase wasn't even there for that.
true.
Since Chase got to the table, has Tim
true.
played a hand?
No, it's a good point. That might be part of the reason he folded. It's a good point.
And Tim's still sitting here listening to him. Chase doesn't want to.
Chase folded queen 8 of diamonds on the button correctly because someone had ace king, but I pick up queen 8 of diamonds on the button, it folds to me, and I have 4 bigs. Rip it in. Although
One thing I'll say about the two of us is nobody's ever named us as small stack specialists.
that's the truth. And once again, we don't know. We might be at 16 players. We're on the stone cold bubble. 154.
It was either 154 or 18 players, but I think he clarified it to 18.
So we're not at 154? For sure? Okay. Had to give Jason a hard time. Oh, 154. It's going to take us a while. We might want to go to like 2-minute blinds.
If we're at 154, we probably need to.
We're going to have to ratchet this up.
We might have to take a level or two out. We might have to go to the old blinds double every time somebody gets knocked out.
Zach.
Remember those days, Kramer?
Oh, yeah. Oh, God. Oh, good. We almost lost a microphone. Nope, saved. We're good. Nothing to see here, people. Let's go down.
Job opening.
Job opening. Josh Manley. I'm a small stack specialist. I don't know Josh. Do you know a name? Josh, you play in the tournaments? I don't recognize his name. I probably would recognize
I recognize the
face.
name. It's one of those where I recognize the name, but as we talked about earlier,
I know. Help us out, Josh. We have Jason. Jason is Facebook stalking. Possibly.
Josh Manley.
Meanwhile,
I believe he might be one of the.
it's a big hand here. Tim Aarons rips in 400K, and Aaron Rapp has not a no-brainer in the small blind with
Matt
King
Wolf's
Jack.
buddy.
Oh,
Bald guy that was on the feature table a couple weeks ago.
all right. Friend of Matt, friend of mine. Matt
Absolutely.
Wolf wasn't here this weekend.
Nope.
No? Where
Probably
was
driving a train somewhere.
Josh, where are you at?
Wherever the
Matt,
tracks
where
took him, I
Wherever
assume.
the tracks took him. Hopefully he stayed on the tracks, the optimal.
That would be the idea, I
Make the
believe.
call here. 400K off of 1.1. King Jack, small blind. He folds. I think it's a fold. I agree. I agree with Aaron's decision. He doesn't look at him. He's like, man, kind of like to play. Oh, we had some ads to the feature table. That is Eric. You have the name.
Matt is in Montana. Is he on a train?
I assume so.
Or was he on a train? Is that how he got there?
Next to Ron.
Or is he skiing or something?
We don't have the names yet.
We don't have the names up. What
We had-
is his name?
We had 2 ads. I know this is first name's Taylor. I
Yep.
know that.
We must. Yep, we just got down to 18 players clearly.
That's gonna be Taylor, and then
Oh, what is his name?
Taylor Collins.
yep.
What's the last name? Collins.
Taylor Collins and
And then the other gentleman, Taylor Collins came in left of Ron, to the left of Ron, and the gentleman in the hat in the middle. I played with him yesterday. Name escapes me. We'll get it figured out. Struggles real.
Chase it all in with King Jack. This might go through.
Hijack, King Jack, like it.
Oh,
King 9. You don't
He's
mind a
hoping-
call there? Let's take a call.
Chase is hoping it does not go through.
So Matt Wolf was visiting his hometown in Montana. So he's from Montana. I did not know that. Randall. 205 off of 1.3 in the small blind.
He's going to find a
Hijack
fold
opens.
here. He's going to find a fold.
I let it go. I'll find a better spot. And if you're Randall, you've been sitting there all day and you've seen some of the folds that Chase has made off of a small stack. So if he's willing
Yep.
to put it in, I think you give him credit for a little
And
bit
Zach
better
could
range.
not fold fast enough.
Well, you see Randy's reaction when Zach folded. He's like, it's a closer call if I knew you weren't behind me. So, that's the other thing that factors in is he's not trying to get picked off by Zach behind him. Here we go. John Thompson?
Yep.
Yes. He must be a John Thompson, excuse me. John
Oh, wow.
was...
John's
John
got
was-
some chips.
He was final table last night. Correct? Directly on my right as I was dealing. 2 to my right, actually.
He might have been final table. I don't think he got.
He might not have got paid, but he was definitely at the final table. I dealt to him.
This would be one of those that, as a tournament director, you kind of pay attention, but
Well,
at that point, I was probably counting money.
that's
and
the kicker is once you get to the final table, the TD usually runs off and actually tries to figure out exactly money and get them in an envelope and stuff.
all that stuff that you don't remember that you have to do.
It doesn't,
And all of a sudden, you're sitting there and
doesn't
like,
exist.
I still got to.
Whoopsies.
Oh, there's a charity person looking to pick up the money, and I got to count it. And
Which is the beauty of the whole situation is every tournament has a charity behind it, whether it be
West Fargo events this weekend.
West Fargo events this weekend, just a ton of charities. The proceeds come directly off the top of the prize pool straight to the charity.
We've run it. Aggie Foundation was last weekend.
Okay.
Before that was Share House down at Wild Rice, I believe.
Cowboy Up, Leroy's tournament
Cowboy
was not too
Up.
long ago.
We recently ran for the Horace Lions Club. That was the Walcott tournament.
Yep.
And all those organizations doing good things out there.
I ran a personal tournament near and dear to my heart for one of my wife's best friends that has metastasized breast cancer.
How is she doing?
She's doing good. A little bit of a scare about 2 weeks ago. Had some migraines and some pain behind her eye, right where she had brain surgery. Did some scans, and they said it is not the cancer that's causing the pain. It might be some scar tissue and some inflammation, so we're going to treat that. So,
Good
very
to hear
good.
that.
Very good news.
That was about a year and a half we ran that tournament, wasn't
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
That was a
Ginormous success.
That was, yep.
Yeah, the amount of poker players that came out to support it, and
This community never ceases to amaze me.
yeah, no, and she was flabbergasted. I probably told the story online before or on stream before. She called the wife about 2 weeks after the tournament. And we said, "Hey Jenny, what's going on?" She goes, "I'm just sitting on my bed crying." I'm like, what? No, time out. Why are we crying? She goes, "Well, I just paid off 2 of my medical bills, and I still can't believe the outpouring of support from the poker community that I don't know anything about from Fargo, North Dakota." I said, "Well, guess what, Jenny? They supported you even though they know me. Despite the fact that they know me, they still came out and supported you." Oh, TK in the background. TK still in?
Last my knowledge, but that's,
That was
I've been sitting here talking to you for a couple hours, so
that was a little while ago.
I may not be the most up to date.
Lardy is all in with 8-8. Brad Pausch gonna
Josh took
fold.
4th. Hey, that's right. I knew the name. He was on a Walcott with me.
Okay.
He took 4th. He played incredibly well. At that table, we had 4 or 5 short stacks that just hung.
100% remember Josh now because, yeah.
Yes.
Circumstances.
Sorry,
and
Josh,
such.
we both know you, but there's so many names, and it's not like we walk around with name tags on.
Yep. I think we missed. I think Lardy got the jam through with 8-8. I think it was folded around after he put the 8-8 through.
Poker for charity is awesome. Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
That is the only way we can legally do it in this state, as none of the tribal casinos wish to do it.
Yeah, and the vast majority of the charities just are super appreciative of all that we do and any money they get funded into their programs. Josh Manley says all good. Appreciate it, Josh. Sorry about that. You know, make it. Josh, you have any plans to make it to any tournaments, upcoming tournaments anytime soon?
I'm guessing one of us is buying you a drink, so we're gonna feel bad.
At least one. I mean, only have one a night, but probably share one with you.
I'd probably share my one drink a night with you. Well, we'll have separate drinks, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, why you had to make it weird? Randall Smith.
You know, if we want to make things weird, we could get Eric Kimball out on this live stream.
Oh, it can get weird fast.
He can make things weird.
Randall Smith with 60K call of the hijack with King 10. The action in front of him. Oh, boy.
And his heart just sunk because Zach just peeled off a whole boatload of chips.
Yeah, he's like, why do you keep stacking chips, bro? That's more.
Here's a good thing. It's only King 10. Randy can get away from that.
Yeah. Yeah, Randy's way too good to put in.
I believe this would be the definition of hand in the cookie jar.
Listen, King 10 late position, love the raise. Ace Queen behind him, love the raise. It's just a standard play. I don't regret. If I was Randy, I don't regret opening it.
Nope.
Just unfortunate you got caught.
Regret the chips that are going away, but
Yep. A little sad about that.
you're never happy to send chips away. He's not actually considering calling here, is he?
Nah.
He's just doing the math, yep. Making sure he's right.
You don't want to snap fold and look like you just opened with complete air. You got to give him like the 5-second, like, shh. That's pretty close. Ron Olson got down to 270. 4 bigs.
He's just been sitting there folding. I mean, he hasn't. We haven't even criticized the fold of his.
No,
he's
he
just.
hasn't.
I mean,
Center hand. Taylor.
Sometimes you get cold decked. It does happen.
Taylor to the left is sitting on 7 bigs. So if we're at 17, 18 people, we got 2 at least at this table that are pretty short stack, which gets on to 16, which probably says there's one at the other table that's short stack, which means it's a battle for the bubble. The
Yep.
bubble is being paid. How much today?
Well, the 15th gets
Not the
paid
bubble.
5.
Sorry, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Like the bubble doesn't
I
get
just-
paid. That's why they're the bubble.
I just vapor locked Eric. He's like, the bubble gets 0. That's the number.
Like, I'm
15th,
not positive what you're asking.
15th. Sorry.
13th through 15th, I'll get $515.
So 0 to 500. So 16th is 0, 15th is 500. So decent little jump.
Yeah, I mean it's a $300 tournament. You can't really start paying at $150 or anything
Absolutely
like that.
not.
So
Absolutely not.
$515 is the bottom spot.
And personally, I prefer the bottom payout to be 500 as opposed to 340. Like, I'm not trying to break even. Like, give me a little juice.
If I cash, I want to actually hit something. Like,
yeah, just give me a little.
I don't need to necessarily double my money, and this is.
No, but some of us have bar tabs. So, like, if I can pay for my tournament and my bar tab and break even on the day, then we're
boy,
talking
it's only 200 over what you bought in for, so I don't know.
it's pretty bad. We got problems. All in, Taylor, sorry, 425.
He is
10-7.
desperately hoping Tim doesn't call because that is probably a chop pot.
Domination Nation.
Tim will fold. Yeah. Jam from the small blind, pretty standard there, isn't it?
Taylor got the little, like, I wish you would have called. That's not true. That was a fake grimace, like, ugh. Nice try. Not buying it. Ron on the 4 big blind stack.
If you were behind me, I'm glad. I wish you'd have called.
Right.
A lot of familiar faces.
Time Traveler, what's the name? I don't recognize the handle. You play some of the tournaments?
It's probably Eric Kimball.
Person right there is time traveling. Jesus.
Well, I mean, he went back and got his corduroy jacket. I understand. Checks out. Lardy, look at this. I got a grip. Whoa, geez, he's stacking up chips. Got ideas. Brad, under the gun with ace 3. Too early of a position.
You know, Chase is still sitting there, and he's got more chips than.
Randy with the ace 4 in middle position.
Randy's not looking to lose chips right now. Ron Olson with queen
not.
10. This will go through. Unless somebody wakes up with a huge hand, but.
What's Lardy got? We know Taylor doesn't have anything. I mean, he has 2 cards, but he's not putting 540 or 270 in the call.
He hasn't even looked yet, right?
All right, fair. 9-5 and Lardy Darty. He does like to party, but what does he have in the big blind? Oh,
He's counting some
douche.
chips off.
He's like, I don't have any blinds
We're
left.
back
He's
in
down-
Hollywood.
He's back in the 5 big blind range. It's so brutal. Just a blender. But if history's any indication, he just lays us down, tries to inherit the button and move on.
What has he got? He's
Question is, what is he counting?
so. Is it 30-60-60 now? Must be, huh? Yeah, 30-60-60.
Yep.
So he's got 120 in. He's got 210 left.
Or is it 40-80?
No, it's.
Is that 3 yellows and a blue?
It says 30-60-60. So
Well, that's way better indication than me trying to guess the chips. My bad.
so the blinds go through. You're putting in your starting stack.
Yeah. Yep.
There's only 150 starting stacks out there.
That's true.
No, 113 starting stacks out
113,
there.
as I say, not 150.
Don't listen to me. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Listen,
At a poker table, that's generally good advice. Don't listen to me.
it is. Time Traveler says, Cash Player have world record for longest marathon poker session, 124 hours at Resorts World. Wow. Jesus, that's a record that some of the pros had held at one point. That's pretty impressive, Time Traveler. Very cool. Where do you play cash at? Normally, on the regular.
Aaron Rapp picking up 9-8 offsuit. Aaron's folding several hands in a row.
Yes.
Randall's gonna pick up ace 4. That's going away. Zach couldn't be less interested. Ron's gonna jam again. He's got ace queen this time. Last time he didn't want to call. This time I think he might maybe want to call. Taylor folds pocket 6s.
Yep. Ron Olson, Tim Aarons.
Chase is gonna look down at 2 cards. They must have been bad. Yeah, they were bad.
Were we mispronouncing that? Help me out. Color was it's rap
wrong on the-
with 2 A's.
On the sheet.
Oh, got you. The screen is wrong. Okay, I thought we were mispronouncing it. I was like, I thought we said rap.
That's
But
like,
he's correct in the spelling, not the pronunciation. 124 hours straight.
it's 5 days. A little over.
Dear Lord. And if I remember looking into this a little bit, there's no drugs can be used, so you can't, like, caffeine's okay, but, like, some of the other drugs that could be used to stay awake for 124 hours are not legal. You have a set number of breaks. You get like an hour every so often, but you can stack them. So if you went like 24 hours, you might have like a 3-hour gap that you could run and take a nap.
Okay.
Correct me, time traveler. I might be way off, but I think I'm in the ballpark on some of those. Yeah, it's a crazy world record. I think there were some big name poker pros that previously held that record.
I apologize, Carly. I even knew it was a rap with 2 A's.
Carly,
And I never even noticed it on the screen.
Carly, are you the wife of Aaron? Or what's the relationship?
Chase folds his king 6. Brad's gonna fold 10-5.
Heidi's gonna watch the cards. A little delay. 1-7-1-2. Zach up to 1-7-1-2-1-2. Randall 1-1. Yeah, there's a little disparity in the. Oh, you're the daughter, Carly. Okay. Nice to meet you. For the records, Dad's a fun guy to play with. Alex confirming that she thought it's his daughter. Played most every game in area. Phil Locke played. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of, Time Traveler. 5 minutes an hour, you can build it up. Okay, that's what I was trying to get at. Yeah, I thought Phil Locke had it at one point. Saw some video on it, random video.
So Kramer, if you or I were gonna try that, what kind of bankroll would we need?
Oh, dear God. All the money in the world.
Because I'd assume at about hour 27 or 28, we'd be playing pretty well.
Oh, my God. You know how much whiskey I could drink in 125 some hours? We're going to have problems.
Oh, Chase is all in with pocket 4s. Aaron's going to go away with a 6-5.
Alex,
Randy looks interested.
Sorry.
Alex says Aaron's not any fun to play with.
Oh, yeah. Alex, who said he thought it was his daughter, is like, you're a liar. He's no fun to play with. I didn't say he was fun. He's a nice person to play with. I don't enjoy playing with him because he's a pretty solid player is the problem. Carly, who's his daughter, he's my idol. I'll wait for the noise to come down.
Oh, Chase caught a 4.
Chase excited. Gonna double through Randall. Carly Rapp, Aaron's daughter, says he's my idol. He's a good guy, and I'm glad you guys like him. Nice to meet you too. Absolutely, Carly. I couldn't agree with you more. You also live in the area, Carly?
$1,000 bar tab at 127 hours.
Yeah, Mike, you're probably in the range. Time Traveler says bananas, Gatorade, and chicken noodle soup. Drug-free, yeah. I knew the drug-free piece. I mean, like, all the normal drugs, like caffeine's okay, right? Like, you can drink Coke, I think. Not.
Can you chew? I mean, is nicotine allowed?
That's a good question. Time Traveler, nicotine and caffeine are not on the ban list.
Because they're both stimulants, right?
Right.
Yep.
Right. Absolutely.
I've had a CDL since I was 18 years old, so not real up on the whole drug scene.
The drug scene. Get your stuff together. I mean,
I used to work for a party bus company for about 5 years. I drove party bus twice, but I could always pass a drug test.
oh, you're on the NDSCS in Wapaton. Oh, very cool. What are you studying in NDSCS, Carly? I mean, by the way, Lardy's run the 3 big blind stack up to 10. I mean, it's a pretty good run up.
That's a fun monitor we got over there. Either that or I'm having seizures, one of the two.
50-50.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Randall Smith checking in with the flush on the turn. Queen high. Unfortunately, no one has anything else to
Nobody has a single card to lose chips
pose
with.
him with. Yeah.
Well, Chase actually had a pair of aces.
Oh, did he?
And now oh boy.
We actually downgraded. Apologies.
That is a beautiful logo, though.
It's a nice logo.
I don't even know what they're seeing.
Hard to say. Apologize, we're blank screening right now on our end anyways. I'm not sure what you guys are seeing.
So Kramer and I are sitting here reasonably calmly. Jason is not.
He's more frantic. Okay, we got something. Still have audio if that gives you any information.
Yep, we definitely have audio. I can't see what's going on, but I believe Chase might have put some chips into that pot.
Brian Murphy, or is that Chase?
That's Chase. That's Chase. Because Chase had the ace-9. There was an ace on that board when Randy had the flush.
Seems less happy about.
If I had to guess, I'd say Chase might be out of the tournament. Would he have jammed all in?
That's probably a good call.
This is pure speculation. I have no idea. Do not take this to the bank because we can't see a thing.
We're going strictly off audio cues. Something about a flock of birds. I think I heard flock.
That's.
Oh, well, he's still physically at the table. He folded and would have hit. Is that the alternative outcome? Oh, no.
No, it does not sound like he would have hit or
How
anything
did
like
you
that.
see the flush?
Okay, so he didn't lose all his chips.
How did he not lose all his chips? That is not one of the outcomes I thought was possible. I'm like, oh, it's like I'm not kicking.
John Thompson hasn't been sitting there and hasn't done a thing. Just picks up ace king under the gun. I hate that hand there. You haven't played a hand, now you got it under the gun.
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather pick
This
it up.
should be this should pretty much be an online. Everybody folds.
Lardy still has 465,000 in chips. We're gonna have to get a in-person recap as to what exactly happened and why Mr. Chase Lardy was so upset about the outcome. Because I think that's what he had was about 465,000, not much more, right? It's 465 is how many bigs? Well, 620 is 10, and yeah, he had like 9. Yeah, I don't know. Chase made a small bet, and then Randy jammed, and then Chase folded. I don't know. I'm done speculating. I'm over it.
Yep.
Over it.
What do we
Moving
got?
on.
So Zach looked up John Thompson.
Okay.
He's looking for a jack, but he doesn't want the jack of
King Jack. What do you want?
connect. We need to reconnect. We're getting glitchy.
What do I do?
Just hit connect and it will reset itself. You see it?
Yep, he's doing it.
I mean, I clicked it. Apologies. Little
We're having a little technical difficulties.
glitch in the matrix, some would say. Okay.
I'm just gonna go ahead and be thankful that Jason's here. Jason Bedard is here because
I mean-
you and I would have probably just talked right through this and
We'll
waited for
put the
somebody to come
headset
rescue
down,
us.
went outside, like, fucking, yeah, we're done. Whatever. I don't know. I can't fix it. The audience see that bottom right corner? Is that what they see, or are we just seeing that?
No, they see everything that's going right there. They
They-
see that screen.
Okay, they see this too then?
Yep.
All right, let's move that somewhere just to, because that's where our hole cards are, our board cards are, correct? So we can close that? Is that what I'm hearing? Or minimize it? That's fine. Let me drag this up here. How do you feel about that? Boom. Look at us. Basically production crew at this point. What do we got, Eric? Anything?
We got Randy folding.
10-6.
Zach's not gonna fold Queen Jack here on the button.
Not on the dealer button, no.
Ron Olsen couldn't fold fast enough.
Ron's got like 7 bigs, okay.
So if you're Zach, you've got like pretty much the dream seat. Ron Olsen being the more aggressive
The
player.
God seat. You got the God seat, basically.
If John Thompson even thinks about calling you, just shut it down.
Bye. So as of 10 minutes ago, we had 17 players. If I distinguish, we'll let Pete finish talking.
Speak of the devil.
There's Pete himself. Yeah, so 10 minutes ago, 17 players. We will, there's 2 tables left, so we will exchange tables. So after next break, we will have the other table that is not currently on the feature stream.
So
Which I don't have no idea who they are.
in real time right now, they're switching tables right now.
Right now, yep. The players are on break.
You and I are just 10 minutes behind.
Yep.
And Jason's over here holding the end of a USB cord. We'll unmute because we got King Queen against King Queen. Tim just went all in. He hasn't played a hand in some time.
Cords with the other HDMI end. You know that
Grab me.
video end or whatever. Big one. I thought we did.
Zach can't be thinking about calling with Jack Ford here, can he?
No, can't imagine.
We muted so that they could work on our computers, and then all the people that work on our computers just left the area. So
everyone ran.
we'll just carry on.
Ron, Queen 7.
Yep.
Nothing to see here. Taylor's gonna fold. Tim's gonna get it through.
Hold this one if we need to.
Every pot's a big pot at this point. When the big stack is 27 bigs and you have the bottom stack is 7 and there's 2 bigs, 2.5 bigs in the blinds, every pot's a big pot.
Yep.
Every pot matters.
Even if you're a big stack right now, you're not that.
No,
It's
you are not comfortable at all.
you catch a run of cards, you can build any stack up right now.
Problem is the small stack is 1/4 of your stack. Like the small stack has 7 bigs and you have 28. And you're like, nah. Lardy celebrating the fact that he made another break. He's good to go. 7 deuce in the muck. Blues are coming off. Stacks in a shrink.
Yep, we're gonna see a whole bunch of purple plaques out now.
Yep.
Aaron's already folding this. Aaron's already folded. He's counting on his chips.
Oh, Randall. Hello. UTG +3. Gonna come in
Here's
for
the
a
interesting part.
raise.
Right before break, you can get somebody that. Oh, nobody should want to bust here because we're looking at.
You're close.
Oh,
Close to it. Okay.
Zach's got 9s.
Big stacks. Bad
We
one
got
here.
2
1-5.
big stacks fighting.
Taylor's gonna
Taylor's
get
gonna fold.
nothing. Tim's gonna fold. All right, what's the call here?
I think. Well, Tim can obviously get away here, but
What's Zach do though?
he just flatted.
He just flatted. So we're gonna go to a flop,
We're gonna go to a flop.
assuming we get rid of Tim. Not get rid of Tim, but okay.
Raise to 150. Tim was in. I don't mind thinking about that there.
No. Quick reset. Hopefully, right as we see a flop.
Oh, Zach flops open ended.
2 overs.
Just one over, wasn't it? 7, 8, 10.
Yeah.
2 over. Yeah,
Randall with 2
Randall's
overs.
got 2 overs. Yeah,
Zach with the 9s. Opening with the 9s.
Randy's not interested in losing all of his chips here. He'll just go away.
Randy's like, I'm gonna go on break. I'll think about it later. Which is probably the right play. Which is not probably, definitely the right play.
Alrighty.
All right, guys, we're going to take a 10 to 15 minute break.
Yep.
We'll be back for the stream, and the other table that is not currently be shown will be over here.
Somebody else will be in my seat. We'll see you guys later.
All right, stick
Thank you.
around. Talk to you later.